Perhaps I'm not exposing anything. Perhaps I am just a rat in a maze. However, it seems that one of my housemates is a gang stalker, protected by police for some sort of hideous crime, and is being utilized as a monitor for me. So it's interesting to consider indeed one of my housemates seems to be a gang stalker. So it's very interesting to consider indeed these networks of gang stalkers around Warminster are run out of the military base by a Freemasonic network. Interestingly, connected to the CIA. Indeed, the CIA have liaisons at the UK military base at Warminster and are operating networks of gang stalkers through the Warminster Police Department. So it's interesting to consider all of these gang stalkers are protected by the police for some sort of crime they've done and have that crime dangled out in front of them and are therefore operative as gang stalkers for the police, Masonic network, and the UK military. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. Benjamin Coleman, the paranoid schizophrenic at war with the Freemasons in Vancouver, theorized that gang stalkers have a price on their heads. So it's all very interesting indeed. Because of the nature of them having a price on their heads, they're protected by the local police departments and are utilized as monitors and gang stalkers. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. These networks of gang stalkers operating out of Warminster are organized by Anthony Graham, who is an defense intelligence operative at Warminster military base, but has ties to the Mossad, the DVD, and the GIU. So it's all very interesting to consider all of the interconnecting networks that are attempting to drown me out, basically, indeed. It's really horrible what is happening to me, indeed. The beams haven't started yet today, and I believe the person operating the machinery works in shifts, so I'm expecting after I have completed this content that the beams will begin, and indeed these will last until about 5 p.m. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. It's all really quite scary for me. Indeed, the beams are absolutely horrible. I believe they're using a different type of gamma radiation in the past week, and it's been worse than ever before, making me feel drowsy and very nauseous, needing to lie down all the time. And also, the voice to skull is driving me absolutely crazy, and indeed, I keep hearing Emma Ferris's voice. It was interesting because I had theorized that it was Emma Ferris operating the machinery for a Turkish mobster who was angry about me exposing the fact that Waterrose and Sons Butcher Shop was a central focus for cartel activities. Indeed, this Turkish mobster's interest seems to have been the trafficking of Class A narcotics through the Waterrose and Sons Butcher Shop courtyard, handled by the Black House gang. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. This Turkish mobster now has a personal enmity for me and is attempting to scare me away from future exposures of his network. Indeed, this Turkish mafia network interconnects with the Grey Wolves through Stebam, an international bank for the narcotics trade. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, the Grey Wolves are a Gladio outfit and are run out of NATO headquarters in Belgium. So it's interesting to consider how these operations of the Devizes-based cartel interconnect with transnational organizations. So It's all very interesting to consider indeed. The Grey Wolves traffic heroin to provide funds for Turkish military intelligence black ops in the Middle East and Greece. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. This interlinks to the organ trade through the fact that the Class A narcotics drug trafficking supply at Walter Rose and Sons Butcher Shop shares a courtyard with the organ harvesting and child trafficking routes of the Walter Rose and Sons Butcher Shop butchers, while themselves overseen in their activities by Devizes police and many Devizes residents who are so caught up in cartel arrangements with the Faith of Ishmael that they always hated me exposing the Faith of Ishmael because of their arrangements with them. Indeed, these people claim to be Anglo patriots, yet enter into contractual agreements with Faith of Ishmael cartels involving the trafficking of UK children. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. This directly interconnects with the Calm Police child abduction network operated by PC Stuart Welsh for the Bowood House Hellfire Club, which itself interconnects with the Vatican's Ninth Circle cult. So it's all very interesting how these Wiltshire pervert and organ rings interconnect with transnational organizations and institutions such as NATO and the Vatican. So it's all very interesting to analyze and really quite awful at the end of the day indeed. Benjamin Coleman is an operative of the Cosmic Intelligence Services, i.e. the Bedlam Network, a network of paranoid schizophrenics that are in a cosmic conflict with the Freemasons. And indeed, his observations that Freemasonry is a branch of Judaism are particularly interesting to analyze. Indeed, this is true to a point. Indeed, you have to consider that the Khazars are Aryan and are a network of the Anakim. So it's all very interesting to consider that Freemasonry also contains many elements of Druidry and German Templar mysticism. However, it could be considered a branch of Judaism, i.e. specifically Sabbateanism. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. The Zionists run large percentages of Masonic activity in Britain through such organizations as the Temple of Solomon research networks within the lodges who wish to rebuild the Temple of Solomon in accordance with the Zionist dictates. So it's all very interesting indeed. Certain proceeds from the organ trade in devices are put into these research lodges. So it's interesting to consider that much of the profits gained from the organ trade do go into the network, in inverted commas, black budget for research and excavation purposes, research and development and excavation of the Temple Mount site. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, British intelligence are run by interconnecting networks of Royal Arch Freemasons, who are themselves operatives of the network, in inverted commas. So this is the main intelligence branch of the Ugly, i.e. the United Grand Lodge of England, and coordinates the majority of Masonic activity in the United Kingdom through interconnecting series of research lodges and intelligence databases. So it's all very interesting. I believe their file on me amounts to thousands of pages. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. My exposures began at Grenville Lodge when I surmised that the professors were sacrificing certain students who'd found out about the Masonic links of the University of Buckingham and were turning their souls into cats. Indeed, there were these two cats in the around the building where these two students had died. And indeed, these cats looked like they were mentally ill and had been drugged with some sort of thorazine. There was a strange energy about them. Hence my schizophrenic cats on thorazine theory. And the fact that the professors had sacrificed these two students who died in mysterious circumstances and transplanted their souls into the bodies of these two cats and then drugged them in some way. So it's all very interesting indeed. I theorized that I was to be the third cat, a black cat, and this most probably would have been the case. Indeed, Sally Field of Calne Police actually sold me to Professor Julian Lovelock, the Vice Chancellor at the time of Grenville Lodge's University of Buckingham corporate front, and sold me to be sacrificed for £3,000. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. There's a lot of shady stuff that's gone on with Sally Field and her interconnectivity with various Masons, such as Dr. Nicholas J. Ware of Calne Police. Indeed, she was giving him status updates on me for many years. And of course, PC Stuart Welsh of Calne Police, who operates a Masonic interconnected child abduction and child smuggling ring with the protection of Bowood House. So it's all very interesting to consider what exactly has occurred in the last 14 years since I began my exposures of Grenville Lodge, and have been monitored every step of the way since then. Indeed, even in Belgrade, there were MI5 and MI6 agents tailing me at all times, keeping a monitor on me for the Royal Arch Freemasons, of the Hellfire Clubs, of Grenville Lodge. So I've never been alone. So it's all very interesting. Even here in Warminster, there are MI5 and MI6 intelligence operatives tailing me for the Grenville Lodge guys. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. My explosive exposures of Grenville Lodge and the organ trade and devices have caused serious consternation among the network, in inverted commas, and indeed they are in the habit of harassing and tormenting anyone who exposes their black operations. So this is most probably going to continue for the rest of my life. And indeed, the Turkish mob have a personal vendetta against me for blasphemy and for causing problems and being a nuisance around the Waterrose and Sons butcher shop. Indeed, there are now statutes in Devizes that have been given by the Turkish mob to Devizes Police not to allow any mental patients to wander around by Waterrose and Sons butcher shop. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. The Waterrose and Sons butcher shop butchers are themselves organized into a cartel by the Turkish mob. So it's interesting to consider these dickheads in designer jean shorts are attempting to incorporate themselves with Turkish mobsters and are indeed selling females in Devizes to be raped by Turkish mobsters. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. One of these individuals is PC Mason Farrington of Devizes Police, and another is PC Ollie Smith of Devizes Police. Indeed, these guys were so desperate to work in the Waterrose and Sons butcher shop, and these guys see themselves as local gangsters. So it's all very interesting to consider they are in fact confidential police informants and child rapists. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. I'm now not sure if these beams being fired at me are from a KGB source at all. Indeed, it seems more likely that this is part of the International Grey Wolves network, connected to the Stibam network and the banking corporation associated with the Stibam network. So it's interesting to consider. Indeed, Kintex are operative in Wiltshire also through networks of Bulgarians who double up as GRU spies and MI5 handlers of my monitoring. So it's interesting to consider all of these interconnecting networks. Indeed, Moonraker Lodge number 8747 are operating a scheme whereby the water supply in Warminster is to be drugged with the same chemicals as the town of Devizes in an attempt to drive the population of Warminster into demonic activity in view of the idea of scaring me out of the town. So it's all very interesting to consider the lengths that Moonraker Lodge number 8747 will go to protect the Walter Rose and Sons butcher shop and the reputation of Devizes police. So it's all very, very strange indeed. Indeed, these butchers in Warminster, i.e. the C.J. Robbins butcher shop crowd, are themselves Freemasons, and one is a master mason. Indeed, they park their C.J. Robbins butcher shop van in the private, not open for the public, Masonic car park. So it's obvious that they are Freemasons and are operating as an entity of the network, in inverted commas. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, the C.J. Robbins butcher shop butchers are also organ harvesters and routinely kidnap homeless people off the streets, including in Salisbury, and slaughter them in ritual sacrifice ceremonies meant to summon the Sabbatean Messiah, sell their meat as pork in C.J. Robbins' butcher shop, and harvest their organs through the Devizes route. So it's all very interesting to consider and very creepy for me, being a microchipped former Illuminati slave, mind-controlled slave, living in this small town. Indeed, I am a small town lunatic, but I have heightened perception, and I see everything that goes on, including the Faith of Ishmael rape cartel in this town, who are operating a vendetta scheme against me for my exposure of the Kurdish rape gangs in Devizes. Indeed, these Kurdish rape gangs were overseen by Devizes police, and indeed Devizes police operatives such as PC James Spencer often participated in these rapes. So it's all very interesting to consider the fact that all of the police in Wiltshire seem to be dirty and interconnected via cartel arrangements with the Faith of Ishmael adherents, who are operating as part of this mega cartel run by the Turkish mob. And indeed, I pissed off the head honcho, hence why the head honcho began sleeping with Emma Ferris, who enjoys being gangbanged by policemen at least 3 times a week. And indeed, she received some psychotronic warfare machinery and has since then been firing it at me. So it's all very interesting to consider what exactly is going on and what has been going on, and the operations of the Grey Wolves, who are themselves backed by various interconnecting Gladio networks within the British intelligence services and the CIA, operating out of Warminster military base. Indeed, there are several CIA liaisons at Warminster military base who are still attempting to convince people that I am a Russian. It's interesting to consider the CIA's theory on me being a Russian. Indeed, they seem to be scared of me for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. They know I am psychic, so it's interesting to consider. Indeed, there is a research and development program of psychic spies at Porton Down Laboratories. However, these psychic spies are not happy spying on me, so it's interesting to consider. Indeed, this research and development program often results in the death of the psychic spies once they have been utilized by the British and US intelligence services. So it's all very interesting to consider. They dispose of these psychic spies by Grenville Lodge methods, i.e., outsourcing their bodies to Waterrose and Sons Butcher Shop and C.J. Robbins Butcher Shop, and then the usual process that I've explained many times. Indeed, I'm going to leave it there now.